Now in this video, I'm going to be showing the absolute best way to farm master rank for your Warframes. Now this also works for arc wings as well, but not the arc weapons. Now, first thing you're going to need is a Smita Kavat. You need to have a Smita Kavat with the charm mod on, because every time this activates, you're going to get just an insane amount of XP. It's going to increase the affinity you gain by just a lot. And the next one you're going to need is a affinity booster. Now, if you're doing this on a double affinity weekend and you have an affinity boost on with the Smita Kavat, you could get this done in like 2 minutes flat and get a max Warframe. Now, the very last thing you're going to need is any form of stealth weapon. I'm using the Naduruk. It's just the easiest one. I'm pretty sure everyone will have it. If you don't have it, any other bow will do. Just make sure it's built for killing Grineer. And so long as it's built for killing Grineer, you're going to do just fine. And I lied about that being the last thing, because you need one more thing. You need to have the ability to bring out your arc wing in free roam missions. Now, the very next thing you do is head over to the Plains of Eidolon. You don't need to be on Steel Path, just going normal, going solo. And when you're in the Plains of Eidolon with your level 0 Warframe, go on and activate your arc wing and go up into the air. Now, as you can see, all the enemies will be quite small from up here. So if you want, you can go into your options, customize game settings, and then over in accessibility, you'll be able to add a color modifier to the enemies. I made mine red and then added the enemy highlight intensity to 100. You can see all the enemies from up in the air with that alone. Now what you're aiming for is an Xmas enemy. Once you shoot at the Xmas enemy, hop out of your arc wing, so all the affinity will go straight towards your Warframe. This counts as a stealth kill as well, so you get an affinity boost from that. So in the end, you're getting like 300% affinity just from having the Smita Kavat when it activates, the affinity booster, and then the stealth kill affinity. So when the Smita Kavat does activate, you're just in for a shit ton of affinity. And all in all, this should take maybe 3 to 4 minutes tops, depending on if you're going slow or not. Once you get it down pat and figure out where the Xmas enemies are, it shouldn't take too long. If you just follow my path, you'll be able to find the most Xmas enemies, which is pretty much all you'll need. They're all at base camps, so they're not hard to find. The only problem is sometimes they blend in and you can't see them, or they just don't spawn in. And now you only need to get yourself to level 20. Once you're at level 20, when you leave, you're gonna get to level 30 just off the bonus affinity alone. So you only need to focus on getting yourself to level 20 and then you can leave. Depending on your luck, this could take 2 minutes. Depending on your luck, it could take 4 or 5. Sometimes Xmas enemies just don't end up spawning in, which is really, really unfortunate. No, it doesn't happen often, but when it does happen, you're just gonna be like, this shit sucks. And now you might be thinking, why would I do this? Other than the fact that you get master rank, you don't get much else. There's no resources or anything like that. But here's the thing. If you're just focused on maxing out Warframes, this is very efficient, quick and easy, and you don't even have to waste time running Hydron and Sedna or something for 30 minutes. And if you think about it, the resources you miss out by leveling up your Warframe in other missions isn't even a lot, considering that you're probably better off doing it with a higher level frame on just a higher level mission than those low end missions anyway. And so with that being said, that's pretty much just about it. The farm is super easy, super quick. The only problem is that it does require you to have a couple things, which are, I wouldn't say late game, but kind of mid game. Not everyone would have a Smita Kavat, nor would newbies have the ability to bring out an arc wing into a free roam mission. But other than that, super easy, doesn't require a lot. And with that being said, until next time.